Here, it's going to go down a little bit. It just went down $100.
Thank you so much.
We'll do that for you from the White House, all right?
Thank you.
All right, bye. Nice seeing you, everybody. Beautiful. Beautiful. They're your kids?
Yeah, they are. 3 boys.
Perfecto. Perfecto. 3 for 3. Bye, everybody.
Oh, look at that, man. We got Trump helping the mom pay of 3. Mom of 3, I'm sorry, pay for groceries. Y'all, I don't know what's going on with my reading of these captions today, but I've been fumbling the play all day. But y'all know, I ain't perfect. But yeah, Trump helps a mom of 3 pay for groceries. We're going to do that from you from the White House is what you hear him quote. And that's exactly what we're looking for. See, a lot of people go, oh man, y'all just trying to give it Trump because he got the check. He just gave y'all a check. Y'all just broke. Nah, man, I want to go with Trump for the policy, man. And on top of that, outside of what the media paints him to be, he's actually a very genuine human being, somebody who's very kind-hearted. And the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree because these are the videos that I like to post up. But, you know, of course, the algorithm doesn't eat it up, nothing like that, because it's too positive, right? But back in 2016, Don Jr. helped push a woman's broken down car off the road, saving her from any danger. Despite it being over 100 degrees in Arizona, Don Jr. pulled over to help. This is the real Trump family. The fake news will not report it, so we got to share it, man. Hopefully it goes. Caught! Finally! Well, yeah, they have been caught helping so many people is what I've been seeing on the internet, man. His dad has done some of the things for others in a decade, and he learned from him. And we know the story about Donald J. Trump's father aiding one of Trump's junior, well, I don't even know. It's all. Anyhow, Donald Trump's father, when Donald Trump was in school and one of his friends' fathers passed away, Donald Trump's father pulled up to Donald Trump's friend's spot and offered to make sure that the children stay in school despite the father being deceased, which is a tremendous help. And it shows you, man, the apple does not fall too far from the tree. Now, I really want to show y'all the point of the video. This man right here, man, y'all gotta hear his story. The moment he stopped believing that Donald Trump is racist. I need you to send this link to a friend who think Donald Trump is racist. Shout out to Elon Musk for actually making that a thought. He said, send this link to friends who think that the real Donald Trump is racist. And I need y'all to do that right now.
I made a video the other day asking people when was the moment that they came to the conclusion Donald Trump is racist. A lot of people said Essential Part 5. We'll talk about that in another video. For me personally, it was the very fine people on both sides thing.
But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
I remember seeing that clip and feeling like, wow, maybe he is racist. And I just happened to come across this video on YouTube. It basically said that the clip was edited and that I should go back and watch the entire clip. So I watched the entire thing. It got to that point where he says very fine people on both sides. And I'm like, see, that's exactly, I knew he said that. There's no point in me even continuing to watch this. And then it goes on and it gets to the part where he's like.
And I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists because they should be condemned totally.
So he said he wasn't talking about the neo-Nazis and white supremacists. Why would they show me part of the story and make me feel like this? Even in the presidential debate against Joe Biden, he brought up the very fine people thing.
He said, I think they're fine people on both sides. What American president would ever say, Nazis coming out of fields, carrying torches, singing the same anti-Semitic bile, carrying swastikas, were fine people?
Kamala Harris just brought it up on the recent debate.
Let's remember Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side. People
are still saying it, even though it's been debunked. Snopes just added this shit in 2024 that was a lie. It supposedly said in 2017. He dropped out of a presidential race because white supremacists joined his same party.
I'm not going to be running. The party is, as you know, self-destructing.
When you say the party is self-destructing, what do you see as the biggest problem with the Reform Party right now?
Well, you've got David Duke just joined. A bigot, a racist, a problem. I mean, this is not exactly the people you want in your party.
Then you find that clip of him with Jesse Jackson.
Beyond that, in terms of reaching out and being inclusive, he's done that too. And created for many people a comfort zone when I ran for the presidency in 84 and 88. and many others thought it was either laughable or something to avoid, he came to our business meeting here in New York because he has this sense of the curious and a will to risk to make things better. And so aside from all of his style and his pizzazz, he's a serious person who's an effective builder of building with a builder of people. Last year, he was a part of our workshop, of our panel workshop on what are the challenges and opportunities. And so a year later, Donald Trump, for a few minutes, challenges and opportunities to embrace the underserved communities. Donald Trump.
Well, it is an honor to be here.
You see the clip with him on The View and him and Whoopi Goldberg, she's saying that they're friends.
Because I don't think I'm going to get Whoopi's vote.
If you did, let me just ask, if you did be...
And she likes me. She even put me in a movie. She put me in a movies, right? A long time ago. How much did I charge? Nothing.
Like they say in the
It was a freebie.
If you did beat Obama, though.
People love this guy. Like Oprah saying that he should run for president.
Do you have a vice presidential candidate in mind?
Well, I really haven't gotten quite there yet. I guess
It's just
Oprah. I love Oprah. Oprah would always be my first choice. Oprah, your competitor, right? Your competitor.
Oprah's competitor.
You know what?
No
I'll tell you, she's really a great woman. Though. She is a terrific woman. She's somebody that's very special.
Judge Joe Brown said,
I've talked to a number of black entrepreneurs who back in the late 80s and 90s, early 90s, were trying to get financing. They couldn't. Somebody told them to go check with Donald Trump. So they come back and tell me they got a loan from Donald Trump. He gave them a term loan, show up with the interest in the principal, one check, but they had to go see him personally. They independently relate this tale that when they saw him, he said, this what you're supposed to pay me? This our agreement? Said, yeah. And then tore the check up, shook their hands and congratulations. Now run your business.
And this was when?
This was back in the 90s.
Waka Flocka talks about how he showed him how to increase his wealth.
Get a C Corp to run an LLC. If you want to make it even deeper, go get a trust fund and run a corp that runs the LLC. You want to get even deeper, own two trust funds for your business and your person to run that trust that runs all the business. It can get deep, my guy.
Absolutely.
And Donald Trump actually showed me that method.
People will say that they want truth, but when you try to present them with information that goes against their beliefs of Donald Trump, they act like this.
He's condemned white supremacy over 20 times.
Oh, yes, man. Could you tell me when?
Yeah, absolutely. Would you like to see a video of montage of 20 times that he's done it?
Oh, actually, no. I'm more interested in walking up in...
But how are we going to learn if we don't challenge our ideas? I mean, you just made a statement that is actually inaccurate, and I can show you video evidence of why it is. I mean, would you like to see that?
No, thank you.
He's condemned white supremacy and the KKK over 20 times.
Over 20 times?
Yeah.
Do you have him right here? Can I listen to it?
Absolutely, you can. Let me pull it up for you right now.
All right. What's that?
By the way, I'm James. How's your day going, man?
It'd be a lot better if you guys were wearing masks.
We can socially distance.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Wait. You don't want to see the examples? I have 20 examples right here.
He is a white supremacist.
It's just like Yuri said.
Exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. Even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents, with pictures, when a military boot crashes his balls, then he will understand, but not before that. That's the tragic of the situation of demoralization.
The populace versus the establishment. Whatever they do to the populist candidate, they're doing to you. When you assist the establishment in crushing the populist candidate, they're going to turn around and do it to you next. Whatever rules that they broke to get at him, that you cheered on because you were so anti-him, those rules were broken so that they can get your consent. And now that they've used your hatred to build consent to break the rules, now they can turn that same attack towards you. And you've yayed and amened it into existence. If you previously believed that Trump was racist and then something changed your mind, I'd like to know what was that moment. Thank you for watching again. Like I said, I appreciate your time and attention because you can't get it back. Leave whatever opinions that you want in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
After seeing that video, Matt Wallace, he posed something very, very important that I want to repeat. A little secret. Nobody on the left actually cares if Donald Trump is racist or not. They just want us talking about that instead of the issues that matter most, like inflation, war, and mass immigration. But I mean, this has been a tactic from forever. You know, he says one thing and he can make it in a positive light, and then it gets flipped over into him just being fear-mongering and this, that, and the third. Matter of fact, I'll show you an example of this, right? Under the comment section of this video, it says, here's another two that seems even more disgusting and dishonest. The left video, which is the first video I'm going to play, is from MSM. And the right video, which is going to be the second video I play, is the full segment. And this is how I became a Trump supporter myself. I used to watch the chopped up segments, and then I actually seen him, the full clip, and I went back to the chopped up segments and I go, hey, he didn't say that.
That was just the beginning. Trump stoking more fear about migrants at the southern border. Trump at one point saying they're not people.
I don't know if you call them people. In some cases, they're not people, in my opinion, but I'm not allowed to say that because the radical left says it's a terrible thing to say. These are bad. These are animals.
And while blasting the auto industry's foreign manufacturing.
And as promised, here is that second clip. Now, y'all seen the way MSM put it together. Now look at it for yourself.
Unbelievable when I see it going. But I got to know all these people. They're very smart, very streetwise. And I would do the same thing. If I had prisons that were teeming with MS-13 and all sorts of people that they've got to take care of for the next 50 years, right? Young people, they're in jail for years. And if you call them people, I don't know if you call them people. In some cases, they're not people, in my opinion, but I'm not allowed to say that because the radical left says that's a terrible thing to say. They say you have to vote against him because did you hear what he said about humanity? I've seen the humanity, and these are bad. These are animals, okay? And we have to stop it. We can't have another Lakin. We have so many people. We have so many people being hurt so badly and being killed. They're sending their prisoners to see us. And they're bringing them right to the border and they're dropping them off and we're allowing them to come in. And these are tougher than anybody we've got in the country. These are hardened criminals. And we've got hundreds.
Now, the corporate mainstream media is the enemy of the people. I'm just going to put it like that. They spew lies, they edit videos and create misinformation while saying that, hey, all of them is doing all this. They spewing all this misinformation, and it's just so wild. Somebody says MS-13, not immigrants. Exactly right. Anyone who listened knew he was talking about the career criminals who were in prison for 40 to 50 years. Anyone in jail for 50 years is not a good person. I mean, well, you know, I get what you mean in a general sense. You know, there are definitely some scenarios where people are there and they're not supposed to be there and fall. But I get what you mean. We're not going to try to turn this into nothing crazy. Anyhow, somebody said MSM cut the video and showed part of what Trump said to demonize him. Lots of people brought it, but not the smart ones. That's how the leftists divide us. And that's what be surprising to me, man, because everybody be, oh, you know, Trump is so divisive. Everybody on the left tries to dispute that he's so divisive, but that's simply not the case. You have people out here in, Kamala heritage. It says Hindus in India are performing that Hawa ritual for Donald Trump to offer protection after his 2 recent assassination attempts. So, yeah, let me pull this up on the screen. So here's one right here. Now, because it's fire there and all that, that's all I'm going to show. I don't really know about YouTube and how they going to, so, I mean, I want at least y'all to get the gist of that. But here's another clip, man. Outside of America, this is happening. The streets of Japan have been taken over by Japanese Trump supporters chanting, "Fight. The people of the world love Trump." Yeah, man, you know, they out there doing it there. Let's read this. So it's okay for illegals to vote in our elections. Can't the Japanese do also? Oh, I know, right? If it is all right, man, they might as well go ahead. I mean, why not see some of them mail ballots? Yeah, man. Somebody else wrote right below that, I lived around the world. The people of the world despise Trump. That's just one comment right there. So 11 people in the city of Tuna hardly taken over. 12 people, the streets have been taken over. So you can see the comment section, they vibing with this. And at this point, I gotta be honest, Trump supporters, MAGA, look, man, we tired. We tired of the lies. We're tired of the lawfare, you know what I mean? We're just tired of it. And we're tired of y'all trying to sit here and make it seem like our support of Trump is just, how do I say, delusional. It's just cult-like when y'all really don't, man. George wrote this. I think something has lit a fire under Megyn Kelly. Cause when you watch this clip, whoa! I mean, she snapped. The way she dismantled all the lawfare arguments against Trump at the All In Summit, bro, beautiful.
I think Trump on appeal will win. There are so many holes in that case, so I don't think Trump will ever do one single day in jail. So Megyn, if we look at the 5 cases, 6 months from now, a year from now, let's assume all 5 of them go to trial. He's guilty of 3 so far.
Wait, what do you mean he's guilty of 3 so far?
Well, he's been convicted of 3. Sorry.
What do you mean? No, he hasn't.
Eugene Carroll was guilty.
That was not a conviction. That was a civil case.
Okay, well, yes, so that's what I'm talking about. So that
okay, but there's a big difference.
It's still he was convicted. He was guilty of that. He got a settlement. In the Trump organization, they're guilty there.
That, again, was still civil, liable.
Yes, of course. But these are the cases we're talking about. And in the third one...
she's a lawyer, right?
Yeah, of course. And in the third one... I'm just talking about the 5 cases. Yes, some are civil, obviously, and some are not. Some are criminal. But if we look at all 5 cases...
You said 3 convictions. Now you're walking it back.
I'm not walking it back. There's 3 in which he was...
You should walk it back.
Okay, I'm guys, so glad Megyn is here.
Of the 5,
to
3 of them, he's either guilty or...
He got a bad result.
Yeah, got a bad result. There are 2 more. If he is found guilty of those 2 more, Megyn, and 5 of 5, he had a bad result. Way to frame it. Will you chalk all 5 up in your mind to 5 different jurisdictions, 5 different prosecutors, 5 different juries and or judges, all conspiring to get him?
100%.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all I wanted to hear your answer to. 5 of 5 different jurisdictions. Yeah. You think it's all lawfare?
Eugene Carroll, they changed the law so that she could bring a civil lawsuit against him, and she did. New York went 87% for Joe Biden. That fix was in right from the start. The fraud trial that Letitia James brought against him has never been brought. There's no victims. The banks who were involved said, we didn't lose a penny. What are we doing here? We weren't damaged. Nobody was complaining except Tish James, who ran for office saying, I will get him. Then you have Alvin Bragg, who's a George Soros-funded prosecutor who doesn't like to prosecute any crime in New York City, where I lived for 17 years, except if your name is Donald Trump. Let's go down to Georgia, where Fani Willis and Nathan Wade couldn't keep their libidos in check long enough to actually bring this case against Donald Trump. It's a repeat of what was happening in January 6th up in the case with Judge Chutkan, who loathes Trump and has sentenced almost every J6 defendant to way more jail time than their counterparts would get. Those are falling apart because of presidential immunity, which was handed down by the Supreme Court, who said you cannot bring a criminal case against a sitting president for any official act. Those cases have been gutted. Also a Supreme Court ruling saying the same on January 6 defendants in general. And that leaves us with Florida and the documents. And Trump has torn that apart because Jack Smith wasn't properly appointed and isn't the right counsel. But there are other issues. They haven't even gotten to presidential immunity there. And so that one's going nowhere as well. And by the way, they're going to appeal it up to the 11th Circuit. She just threw it out. The 11th Circuit is conservative. And thank God, so is the current Supreme Court. They're not going to tolerate that nonsense.
Let me ask you about...
I think Jay Cal just lost his right to ever bring up lawfare again. We're done with your bullshit. It's over.
I didn't give. We're not here to hear my opinion. I didn't give my opinion. I wanted Megyn.
That's
my job as
Democratic.
Yo, that woman is on fire. Y'all say that shit about she just said, look, you know what I mean? This fake. And then she didn't just say it was fake. She actually went into detail and broke them down one by one. Man, oh my God. They said that she started to change her tune, her political views in the early 2000s. Somebody said, I recall when in 2016, when she moderated the Republican debate, the only Rosie O'Donnell to come back from Trump. You can see in that moment a spark in her eye/face. In that moment, she realized Trump was smart, witty. He planted the seed in real time. Somebody else said she heard about all the pedos going down and realized Trump wasn't the bad guy. It was everyone else. Just started listening to her pod daily a couple weeks ago, been absolutely on fire. She knows where every lie is and what they stem from and led to. Shout out to Megyn Kelly for being as sharp as she is, man. But shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Trump supporters. Shout out to the MAGA movement for keeping America first and trying to get this country back on track. Because if I'm going to use Kamala words, we need to be unburdened by what has been. Okay, and we need to turn the page. We need a new chapter, because going back to this, Kamala, nah.